Welcome guys to another chess analysis. And yes, you read the title correctly. This is zero clickbait. In this game we'll be seeing how a 500 rated player managed to play like Mikhail Tal. Now I know this sounds incredibly good to be true, but hey, if you give a monkey a keyboard, technically he could write Shakespeare by just typing random characters, so why can't this be possible as well? Either way, I don't have a lot of information on the players besides the kid's rating, so yeah, let's just get straight to the point. Game started with e4, c6, d4 and d5. We have the classic Caro-Kann defense that has been extremely popular lately, being recommended by, a somewhat famous streamer you probably have never heard of, right?
Learn the Caro-Kann.
But for good reasons. It's an extremely solid and versatile opening that's perfect for beginners, really. Now white continued to knight to c3. We have a trade, d takes e4, knight takes e4, knight f3, and in this game white actually wanted to keep pieces on the board, so went knight c3, preserving the knight, and the game continued normally. We have e6, knight f3, bishop b4, just developing the bishop and pinning this knight. We have bishop c4 by white, and now knight d5, just putting this knight in a beautiful central square while putting pressure on the pinned piece, as he should, right? However, take a look now, because black is clearly threatening to win a pawn here, right? This knight is only guarded by this pawn, so yeah, not rocket science. However, white in this position just castles and completely ignores this threat. Like, what the hell is happening here? And as it turns out, this is actually the best move recommended by the engine. And we're talking about the 500 rated kid. What the hell is happening here? And the thing is, in the game continues with knight takes, pawn takes, and bishop takes. Black doesn't even second guess himself, it just takes the free pawn. Over now after rook to b1, white's pieces are just flowing extremely well. And yeah, if black isn't careful, he might end up in a world of trouble. And yeah, as it turns out, this move, this castles, hanging a pawn, was completely accidental. The kid cleared up after the game, he just blundered the pawn. However, he blundered the pawn and made the best engine move, so, kinda sus. But yeah, the game continues with castles by black. Now we have queen to d3, developing the queen and kicking this active bishop. We have bishop a5, and now white just barbarically threatens mate in 1 with knight to d5. Black defends, we have d6. Now queen to h3, again going for mate in 1, which basically forces h5, and now as you can see, black is starting to create some weaknesses around this king. Pretty neat. However, now white also needs to be careful, because when he played queen to h3, he actually aligned his queen with black's bishop. So we must be mindful of some e5 push in the future, right? I mean, supposedly, because in this position, white played bishop f4. Like, what the hell? He was already on the line of fire of the queen, so let's put this bishop on this incredibly vulnerable f4 square. And yeah, black just goes for e5. But actually, in this position, turns out there's this dank knight takes f7, because this threatens to win the queen with check, and white would actually be fine here. However, in this position, just seeing this double attack, white actually moved this queen, and now technically he's losing the game, because yeah, black just wins a free piece. And after takes, it's not that easy, because black should still be very careful, because there's a lot of pieces putting pressure on black's king. So if black goes wrong, well, it's GG. And in this position, maybe black is also a kid, and his coach was like, whenever you get winning positions, just try and trade and simplify. Usually that's good advice. However, here black goes for queen to c7, and this just puts white ahead again, because he has this very nice queen f6, and queen f6 threatens to win the g6 pawn, because this one is pinned. And yeah, if this pawn is to be taken, well, mate easily follows, so nothing black could do there. So instead it just protects this pawn. We have bishop f5, and it seems like black is holding everything. However, in this position, white actually played another brilliant move And yeah, no pressure because a 500 rated kid found it. So yeah, feel free to pause the video and find it. In this position, the move is actually rook to e1. It's amazing because the idea is to go rook to e7 and just put too much pressure on f7 and completely overrule the black king. And it doesn't matter that you're sacrificing the rook, because then the other rook will come and the same idea applies. And yeah, in the game, black took the rook, we have rook takes e1, and again, the kid clear later after the game that this rook f2 e1 was a blunder. It just didn't see that the rook was hanging. So, two accidental brilliances. That's like, what the hell is going on? Now that the rook is threatening to infiltrate and yeah, finish the game, black blocked this line of fire, deployed bishop to e6. However, now there white goes again. He sacrifices the rook. You know, the 500 rated wonder kid just doesn't care, just sacrificing everything. And yeah, if this rook is to be taken, well, just bishop takes. King has nowhere to go, and you have to start giving up your pieces, and it's just mate. So instead, black tries to go for some counterplay because he's just losing. He goes for knight to d2, trying to hit the queen and, you know, salvage this position. But in this position, the wonder kid just keeps getting possessed by Mikhail Tal, and he just doesn't care. He goes for queen takes d6. Look at this, it's just sacrificing every piece. It's just unbelievable. You know, this isn't actually the best move. With perfect play, it gives a slight advantage for white, but still, at least it's very aesthetic, you know, both your major pieces being attacked by this pawn. Yeah, this queen has to be taken, otherwise it's just mate. So we have takes. And now white's idea was to play rook to e7, and after king to h8 it's mate. However, again, he missed rook to f7. Like, that's, I mean, the guy is just making accidental good moves. There's just no explanation. He takes this rook, and now there's a perfect alignment here of the bishop and the rook. This position is threatening right to win the knight and the queen, so black just moves the queen and threatens mate of his own. However, in this position there's actually a very, very beautiful geometrical, you know, checkmating for. So it's a very nice idea. So yeah, pause the video and try to find it. It's very cool. Turns out that in this position, white can actually take the knight. And no matter where the king goes, it's just mate. Because if the king goes to h8, well, rook h7, and it's straight up mate in one. And if the king tries to run, that doesn't help, because after knight to h7, king can't go back, and king has to go to e8. And after knight f6, conveniently protecting the rook and eating the king, king has to go back, and now there's this famous pattern where the knight just covers the back rank, and the rook, along with the bishop, queens the rest. And it's just game, GG, yo. Like, this is just way too perfect. However, in the game, our 500 rated player that now has the opportunity to win this amazing game in style after making like 3 consecutive brilliant moves just fails miserably and plays rook to e7. And now after king f8, he tries checking again, he goes rook f7, however the king just gets away. Tries something, he tries going h7, I don't know what he's threatening, he's just panicking at this point. However, now we just have a check, queen to b1. Bishop has to block, and now the rook is taken. And yeah, now it's just desperation. And after a couple more moves, the game ended. But yeah, this kid just almost made a miracle happen. And yeah, he played a very interesting game, even though most of his moves were accidental good moves. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, catch you on the next one. Bye.